Hey people, this is a review for the Worx WX261 Lithium Ion Brushless Impact Driver. I've been using Worx tools for years and I give them a fair amount of abuse, so when my impact driver finally gave up the ghost, Worx kindly sent me a replacement since you often see me using their tools in my videos. Worx are kindly partnering with me and giving me one of these very same impact drivers so I can give them away to one lucky winner. Now, details will be revealed at the end of this video on how you can win. So currently I have a Worx cordless drill, impact driver and garden strimmer. All great tools, and they all use the same 20 volt lithium ion battery pack, so making sure there's always one ready to go on charge is a breeze, as I have a small charger in the workshop. The impact driver is probably my favourite tool as it delivers loads of torque, which has on many occasions made up for my weak flabby upper body strength. As I mentioned, this was given to me by Worx, but this will be a completely honest review. It comes in a hard plastic case, which is fairly nice, but honestly I keep my driver and drill on the centre of my workshop, so this is probably where it will be stored. As you would expect, manuals for the driver and charger, blah blah blah. Straight to the driver itself. It's already got a battery in it. Seems to have a little charge out of the box. Great, we can test this straight away. Groovy. There's an LED light, that's pretty handy, the amount of times I've found myself under a bench or somewhere dark with my phone propped up for some light. Not sure if you can turn it off or not though. Seems not. And it goes off on its own after 20 seconds apparently. Fantastic. The old driver is about 850 grams without the battery, but the new WX261 is just under 1.1 kilograms, so it is a fair bit heavier. The driver delivers about 260 Newton meters of torque according to the specs, which is over twice the amount of my previous driver, the WX290.9, so I guess you wouldn't need to hold it as long as you wouldn't be doing a job for as long, you'd be finishing the job quicker. Now the impact rate is 0 to 4,100 blows per minute, or BPM, which is pretty good compared to other drivers like this. Free torque settings, slow, medium and fast. Nice. Apparently the slowest is around 1000 RPM, which is presumably giving you the full 260 Newton meters of torque, and the highest around 3000 RPM. The brushless driver is also slightly bigger than my old one, but it feels nicer to hold. The grip has more rubber parts, and they're exactly where you want them to be to hold it more securely. However, the trigger doesn't feel as nice. It's shorter, and therefore my finger gets a bit caught sometimes if I hold it too high up. The battery life boasts 50% longer runtime and 10 times motor lifetime. Well, that's something I have to take their word for, without some kind of in-depth testing, or at least my old driver to compare it to. I can definitely say though, I've been impressed with the battery life so far. It seems much better, and indeed brushless motors by their very design should last significantly longer. Oh, and I like this, there's a battery indicator on the batteries. That's pretty handy because you want to make sure you've got a full charge before starting a job. There's nothing worse than having a dead battery while up a ladder. 2 batteries as well, that's pretty awesome. The charger, which is oddly big when my existing charger is this small thing. And some bits. Well, we'll see what these are in a bit, but it looks like a belt clip and a few extra parts there. Feels weighty enough on its own, it seems. Yeah, feels weighty enough. Well made, but not so heavy that you wouldn't lift it for too long. It is a bit heavier than my old driver though. The bits go in as you would expect on an impact driver. Pull the collar, pop in the bit and release. And forward and reverse on each side as normal. So the little bits. This little plastic bag has got some bits in. The plastic bit is a bit holder. Seemed a bit gimmicky at first, but actually I'm forever losing spare bits in my pocket which end up in the washing machine, so this could be handy. The belt clip, I guess, could be handy too for a proper trade person, but I'm usually in the workshop with my lounge pants on, so I can't imagine this ending well. I might keep this belt clip off. So how does it perform? Well, there's only one way to find out. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, it's a brilliant driver, and I had to really try hard to find some faults, such as the trigger design and extra weight. The power, the motor, the battery life are fantastic. With its price and the fact that it uses the quarter-inch hex bits, it's clearly a driver, not an impact wrench. It's aimed at the DIY market rather than for a professional mechanic. However, it's pretty powerful still, and I don't think there is much the average person couldn't shift with it, and certainly it'd still be useful in trade. Would I buy one? Most definitely yes. I've been genuinely impressed with Worx tools, so I'll probably stick to my 20-volt tools so I can keep sharing the batteries between them, because that is really handy. So I'm going to give this 4.5 hammers for a great tool with only a few minor niggles. At the time of this review, you can buy this driver on Amazon for £129.99, which is about $160, which is pretty good when you consider a comparable tool from DeWalt costs more than £150 and actually isn't as powerful as this. Now if you want to buy one, I'll pop an Amazon link in the description below, and please note I am an Amazon affiliate, so I will get a tiny percentage of the sale, but you don't pay any more.